the works of the Lord, studied by all who delight in them. Full of splendor and majesty is his work, and his righteousness endures forever, endures forever, endures forever, endures forever. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. He provides food for those who fear him. He remembers his covenant forever. He has shown his people the power of his works in giving them the inheritance of the nations. Endures forever, endures forever, endures forever, endures forever. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All those who practice it have a good understanding. His praise endures forever. His praise endures forever. He sent redemption to his people. He has commanded his covenant forever. Holy and awesome is his name. Holy and awesome is his name. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Praise the Lord. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart.
Hey, well, welcome to Saturday. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad
And I'm Christa.
with the Big Family Homestead. I hope you guys are ready to put on your thinking caps, reasoning caps, learning caps, because we are in for a brain dump tonight.
That's good because my brain's getting ready to explode.
I didn't mean that way. I meant the other way, the good way.
Oh, darn.
The good way. We've got so much we need to share, guys. There's a lot going on. And here it is. Since this is a live stream, if you're here watching this when it did not go live, cool. Welcome. I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
Big Family Homestead. Yeah. But the chat is being recorded along with the actual video. So if you're here in the chat, make sure you say hi, thumbs up, the whole 9 yards. Let your voice be heard. because there's a lot that's changing right now, and there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes that you guys may not see, but as a YouTube channel,
we see a lot.
We see a lot more than we can even really clearly say. So when you hear us stumbling for code words tonight, please understand it is not out of a desire to try to make things cryptic or creepy or anything like that. Matter of fact, I hate doing it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just that there are a lot of powers that be that have decided what you're allowed to see and hear and what you're not allowed to see and hear.
Right.
And we're going to center a lot of this around remedies.
Yes.
You got to be careful.
Oh, sure.
Even how you say that.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's that we're going to have to talk in cryptic code.
We'll try to make it as obvious as possible.
Right.
But right out of the beginning, you need to know we are not doctors.
No.
None of this is medical advice.
Right.
All of this 100% is you do your own research, check it out for yourself. And if it works for you, great. If not, we didn't advise you to do anything.
Nope. Not in any way. This is just what we do with our family.
So here's the why of what we're doing, guys. The why. Why are we going to spend, a half hour, 45 minutes giving you a bunch of different recipes and a bunch of different ideas from our own family that you check out yourself with your doctor?
Right.
To see if they're going to work for you. Why would we spend that time if it was just like common knowledge? Everybody can do this. Well, here's the thing. Information wars are in effect right now.
Yep.
What you are being told, what you are not being told is of great concern to the people that control large corporations that deal with pharmaceuticals, insurance, politicians who filter money this way and that to keep themselves in power. So that said, guys, please tolerate the cryptic speak. We'll do our best to get to the points.
I think a lot of our folks understand our code.
The lingo.
They understand our lingo. Yep.
Yeah. And here's one of the things. I want to read part of an article. I actually saw this on the Monkey Works channel. I know a lot of you guys watch Monkey, but he tells you a little bit of the ins and outs of what's going on in the military because he were one.
You were one?
He were one.
He were a military?
He were.
That's weird.
And he knows the ins and outs. Let's just say that. And he gives dish on what is going on with open source information. And here's an article that I saw on his channel day before yesterday. And I'm going to have to be very careful, but the article's title is SOCOM to deploy Argus Alpha Integra. That's not it. You know what I mean?
Isn't it Indigo?
Indigo, yeah.
Yeah.
To scour social media for disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. So what this article is alleging, and they have done their due diligence.
Oh, yes.
It's by Tyler Durden, by the way.
Sure.
So if you know who that is, you'll know.
Yeah.
Tyler Durden. But the article basically sums up that the intelligence apparati have deployed bots that seek out anybody, any words, any key phrases, even if you held a thing up and said, hey, do you know what this is? And it's, in their mind, bad. It can say, oh, these guys are spreading misinformation on social media, and then it's just shadow banned.
Right.
You don't even know that it's not being pushed.
Or deleted completely, which actually happened to us.
Which that did happen to us. Why don't you tell them about that?
Okay, so we have a couple of colloidal silver videos out. You guys may have seen them. Well, one of them was flagged for this medical misinformation, and they pulled it. We tried to appeal it, and they rejected it.
And we are very careful to say that any of the things that we're going to tell you are not our, they are not advice to you in medical situations in any way. We're very clear about saying we're not doctors.
No.
This is not medical advice. These are things we do for our family that work for us.
Yes.
And you do your own research and talk to your own doctor about it.
Yep.
But things get flagged, things get pulled down. You guys know that we are friends with the Amio Life guy, the colloidal silver guy, Doug. He's a rock star.
Yep.
And he was telling us behind the scenes that the supplement industry is under, kind of
under
crazy
fire,
new
yeah.
fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're basically making them what's the word for it? Get reaccreditation. I know that's not the word, but like when you get certificates and licensure, he had a word for it, but it's when you've got to redo all of that to meet new guidelines. Well, what that's really doing is, even though that there are companies that have been out there doing this for years and years and years and even decades with no complaints, what's happening now is they're basically effectively putting all those smaller companies out of business.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of these supplement companies are being purchased by larger pharmaceutical companies.
So that's what's happening.
Right.
It's kind of like a pump and dump in stocks.
Yeah, kind of.
Because they really don't intend to keep them going. They're just grabbing the name and then it's really their product again, right? So these bots that are going out there, they've attacked our channel. They've attacked several other channels.
Yep.
We know a lot of channels that have had just videos disappear, and they've been very clear about saying this is not medical advice to you.
Right.
However, I believe we are heading to a period of time where the risk for us is worth it if you guys will listen.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you'll listen.
Yeah.
If you'll do some of this stuff, you will end up saving yourself a lot of hardship if you do your own research. You talk to your own doctor, because this is not medical advice. This is our own opinion about what works for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's start with, how many of you guys either are doTERRA people or buy doTERRA stuff?
Or Young Living.
Any of those kind of companies that deal with a lot of those, don't you dare call it any kind of remedy products. And I'm not making fun. I'm really not. I'm just saying there's very strict guidelines on to what you can and can't say, even if it makes you feel great.
Yeah.
I mean, we purchase a lot of doTERRA stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but we do. Well, I mean, we have a lot on our shelf over the last 5 years, 6 years that we've been buying.
Crunchy Savings.
Yeah. Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay
over at Crunchy
If
Savings.
you're watching,
She's awesome.
if you want to get involved, we don't do that, but she
no.
does.
Yeah, we're actually okay. So we are signed up as consultants, but
She did that.
don't do any of it. I just wanted it to be, so that I could purchase at a.
She did that for
better
us.
deal. Yeah, she did.
It was like a total
She's really
solid
sweet.
favorite.
Yeah,
kind of
actually, I texted her the other day or a couple weeks ago. Said, hey, I need this such and such recipe. So, yeah.
Actually, I haven't seen her in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
Health transformation.
Oh, yeah. Huge transformation. She's gone major carnivore, keto.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And besides, one of the coolest things about her is her daughter's name.
Ha. We won't say, but.
I will.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Her daughter's name is Kimber. Do the math on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, we have to be careful with how we say what we're going to say. And Christa has quite the list of things that we do. You're going to have to make sure that
These
you
are,
say,
well, some of these things, most of these things we do. There is one thing on here that we don't do that I've heard amazing things about.
but we can't comment on that.
No, of course not. But we can just say, hey, this is what this is. Because I don't do that. So
I'm sorry, baby. I don't
I
mean to
understand.
be, it's just, videos are disappearing.
Then
Well, tell them.
just teasing.
Actually, you know what? Start with the books.
I'll start with the books. Then you can do your own research.
These are books that we do own.
Yes.
That have been beneficial to our family.
Yes, they have been. So I'm going to start with the lightest one. And this one, okay, just FYI, if you want to know what these books are and get them for yourself, they are in the description box. I did put links there just so that you would be able to find them easier. You wouldn't have to scramble to write the titles down. So that's why I put them there. Edible plants.
This is cool.
Edible wild plants. This is plastic coated.
So you can go out and forage.
So you can go and forage yourself for different items.
And
so,
they are for your own areas.
Yep. This is really, really great. It gives you poisonous ones.
Don't eat those.
Don't eat those. It gives you beneficial ones. So this is a great thing to keep in a backpack while you're going on a hike or something like that.
Here, I'll be Vanna White. Except Vanna White would be more like this. These are great. We
Yeah.
actually got this from Tractor Supply.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, it is it's an $8 booklet, but trust me, it's so
worth
worth it. I
it.
mean, it's laminated, guys. It's a cardstock, but it's laminated. So, then one of the next books, we got this one from Half Price Books, but Backyard Medicine. Julie Bruton Seal and Matthew Seal. Excellent book. Lots of great information in there.
Hold on one sec, just so that they're aware of something too, real quick. Oh yeah, this is a live stream. Add your own favorites.
Add your faves. Yep.
Add
Yep.
your own favorites, guys.
Yeah.
And by the way, thumbs up, por favor, please.
Yeah. There's
Make a
146
comment.
of you. Come on now.
Michigan Daffodil says this is a great book.
Yes,
and
that
look,
is a
it's,
great book. Yep.
Actually, a nice thing about this book too, a lot of color.
Yeah, a lot of color images, really some beneficial information in here. I've got a stack of them over here, guys. This is
This is
one
the
of them.
overview.
This is the overview.
But add your 2 cents.
Yeah. Another one, and I hate to say this, but I think this one is out of print.
Oh,
But you might be able. I did find a link on Amazon
it was expensive.
just so that you could see it and remember the title. But it was $170.
Yeah.
But this book is amazing. Okay, it goes through right over here where it grows, what time to harvest it, what months to harvest it, what it looks like, all of the benefits for it,
According to them.
according to
Not
this
your doctor.
book. But it is amazing. I love this book. As you can see, I've got several little tabs there.
Here, I can. I'll set
You
them
can
over
Vanna
here.
that?
I'll set them over here. But it's actually got a really cool vibe to it. Like
It's
I'm not
so
a
cool.
bibliophile, but
I
this is neat because of the way that it's put together with the wire.
the spiral, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's hardbound, and then there's color pictures of what the plant looks like. Phoebe, I'm getting to her. Don't worry. Be patient. All right. So this past October, oh my gosh, it's been almost a year
Since what?
since the class I took with Patriot Nurse.
Okay. Well, one thing
Okay.
at a time.
Yes. No, I'm getting to that. These came
Tell
from
'em.
that class. So the Patriot Nurse, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. She has amazing classes. Right now, she doesn't have any live training classes on the docket, but she does have an online class that you can take it's a brief overview. I think it's a 4-hour class. Definitely worth doing it. And it's less expensive than her live in training classes. So, but this particular book, or these next 3 books that I have,
You got them there.
well, she recommended them. This one
okay,
I did
okay.
get there, but it was it didn't come with the class. It was
Gotcha.
extra. So, the School of Natural Healing. This book is insane.
Well, it's kind of almost like a college level.
It is a
education.
in-depth book on well, what does this say?
You're
It's
not
an
allowed to
in-depth
say
book
that.
on this by
can't say
him.
it.
And yes, see this? What does this say at the bottom? Yes. Excellent book, guys. Excellent book.
You know, you gotta think. Does the machine that sells you drugs that don't really do a great job want you to have access to cheap and or free things you could do at home.
Didn't say the magic word.
Didn't say the magic word.
Right. Oh boy. Okay, so also the Patriot Nurse also recommended rosemary.
Kat,
Rosemary.
that link is in the video description.
Yes, I put links to all of these books in the description box. So close the live chat and open up the description box. They're all there. And if they're not,
Watch
I
the
think
replay.
I might throw the book at the computer.
It took her a little
Just
bit
saying.
of time to get
Took
it.
me some time.
Yeah.
So, okay, Rosemary Gladstar, excellent resources. Herbal recipes for vibrant health.
Wait, no. Tell more. This is good information.
This one has lots of recipes for different tonics and tinctures and salves. That's what it says on the bottom.
Right.
Teas are my favorite. I love making tea. So I would honestly, if I'm having any kind of issue, I will make a strong tea and just pound that down. I don't like to make tinctures. Tinctures are disgusting to me.
They're a little condensed in terms of flavor.
Well, and I don't drink alcohol, and that's how you make tinctures. So I just don't like it. So I will make a tea, and I'll make a really strong tea and pound it down.
Well, and I don't know if you guys know, but it's the cost of a good quality book is getting really expensive.
Yeah, but
this
that
one's
one's
still
not.
surprising. It's only $17.
Actually, I think it might have been a little cheaper than that on Amazon, but I'm not
Nice.
sure.
Well, there's that one. The link is in there.
That's just their retail price. So, and then the last book that I have that I brought over here is the Medicinal Herbs from Rosemary Gladstar. Another excellent herbal book that's got just about everything you want to know about a lot of herbs. So, echinacea is another one we're going to be talking about.
And you know what's really cool about these books is they don't require electricity to use.
Gasp.
I know.
Or the internet?
If the internet went down, you can still open one of these suckers up and go, wait a minute. Words.
Words, Mr. Wordsworth.
Words, Mr. Wordsworth.
Who can tell me what that show is?
Yeah, you get extra cool points if you know
Yeah.
what that quote is from.
Yeah.
Words, Mr. Wordsworth.
So again, those books are in the description box. I only put those links there just so that you guys didn't have to scramble and say, what was that book again? What was that? That way it's just the list is right there. So
I would like to point out we do have some cool points that need to be awarded already in this broadcast to Yeshua Follower. Why? Because Yeshua Follower was making known to the world that they are brewing some fire cider right now.
yes, I've actually considered making it. However, some of the ingredients kind of scare me.
This is the one we've never tried on our own.
Yeah, I've never tried fire cider. I'll be honest. I don't like fermented things. I don't like pickles. I don't like anything fermented. Sorry. I'm just weird.
So also, one of the things for this video, guys, Christa did put some video links to videos we've made that are going to be some of the topics we're going to talk about. Why did you crush that up?
Because.
That are right here.
Why do you keep crushing it up?
No, you started it.
It's because I couldn't talk about any of those things.
You got to be careful.
I know. That's why I started to crush it up.
So, okay, you guys out there, favorite top fives. What are your favorite top five go-to? I have a. You can't even say. I have some kind of an. No. Hold on. You don't know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I have this issue that's causing me discomfort. Therefore, I can make this without going to a store and buying it. That. What are your top five, Jess?
Yep. She's got a few, I'm sure.
What are your top five
Sure.
there, Delaney B?
Yeah.
What about you, Michigan Daffodil? I'm sure you got a few up your sleeve. Why don't you read a few of the ones that we use for our own family, but we're not doctors and this is not medical advice.
No. Empty Hammock got the words.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else did it. It's
What's up,
just I saw
Barry?
his. All right. So one thing we do make is an elderberry syrup. And I do
All
have
the time.
all the time. I do have the tincture, but honestly, it's ugh. Ugh.
It works better.
It works better
For us, we're not doctors.
I just can't handle it. So elderberry syrup has simple ingredients in it. It's got the dried elderberries, ginger. You can use ginger root or powdered ginger. Ginger root would be better, fresher. Cinnamon, and then once you cook that down, you use honey, and then to make it a syrup, and then you just keep that in the refrigerator. We've had some in the refrigerator for over a year, and the one I made, not this past winter, but the winter before, that one, it finally started to mold, amazingly enough.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So, and then another syrup that we use, simple things, honey, lemon, and ginger. And that's it. You slice up the lemons, you slice up the ginger, and you pour honey over the top of it.
You see, here's a thing that I was just thinking about when
Yeah.
you were saying that.
Yeah.
Because the ginger, honey, lemon thing, we found out about that through folks who have Asian descent. And they swore by it. They're like, my grandmother would do this, and she said her grandmother told her this, and I just was thinking to myself, I was like, well, back in most of recorded history, folks didn't have access to the old apothecary.
No.
They didn't.
They had access to what they had.
If it grew in your backyard or you knew somebody, that's what you had access
Right.
to. But now, all of a sudden, miraculously, we're supposed to believe that the only good way to take care of these maladies is
and I love how you say it. Just
maladies
Like, maladies.
is that you go to the store and give them a bunch of money for something that costs them pennies to make and doesn't work as good as the stuff that works in your backyard.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, is that
right. No,
not a doctor? I'm going to say that a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
it's going to get annoying.
It's already annoying for me.
It is annoying.
It's annoying
The
for
fact that
me,
we have to
but we
keep-
got to do
keep
it.
doing that.
So-
Yeah, you guys are making some awesome comments.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. I love it. It's great. I'm gonna have to go back after this and look through
We're going to have to write them down.
and write these things down. Actually, Michigan daffodil, ginger, lemon, water, kefir. I'm gonna have to try that.
You don't like fermented things.
It's not fermented.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
got-
probiotic.
That's the one that's got the alien brain in
No,
it.
that's kefir. No, that's not kefir. I'm sorry, that's kombucha.
Oh.
So no, I make water kefir for Grace, and so
Oh, yeah.
that
No, yeah,
actually
yeah.
would be
Okay.
really good. Anyway, hot teas. Like I said before, hot tea is the one go-to that's how often do I make a cup of hot tea? Something that's
A
herbal.
lot.
A lot. And I use honey and then probably 2 tea bags, depending on what's going on. When it's, okay, ladies, close your ears. When it's that time of the, you know what?
Christmas.
Yes. Dandelion tea and raspberry leaf.
Oh, man.
Man, it's
I guess those are the
so-
presents you don't want to get.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, okay,
For
we make
that?
it. Yes.
Okay.
I make it. Well, you actually made it for me a couple of months ago.
That's right, I did.
And because I was in a lot of pain. And so I made it, but you made just dandelion tea. I made raspberry leaf and dandelion tea with honey. And I put it in a 1/2-gallon jar and I would just pound it down, throughout the day for 2 days. And it was great. It was awesome. But for that particular
Malady.
not that particular malady, for the female one,
That's what I meant.
No, not that one, but the other one that just happens when you're licking doorknobs and, stuff like that, right?
People may not know that you're.
I know. Yes.
Okay.
No, it's a
That's
joke.
a joke.
It's totally a joke. Nobody
People may be
licks
like,
doorknobs.
You lick doorknobs?
Nobody licks doorknobs. That's ridiculous. It's just a joke.
It's a joke
So-
I've been saying for 20 years, but we have to keep in mind there might be new people that
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, think about it. Doorknobs have disgusting germs on them, right? Nobody wants to lick that.
Here's good
Ugh.
advice. Never
do that.
ever lick a doorknob at an airport. You get international germs. Anyway,
so when you have those kinds of things,
let's see if we can phrase this a little bit differently. The common cold has many symptoms.
many symptoms.
These don't cure the common cold. No, because that would be something bad to say, and we won't say it.
No.
So we're not saying that these things cure the common cold, but the symptoms may have some benefit. But you got to talk to your doctor first, or else then it's not true.
Heather, she liked the licking doorknobs comments.
I would imagine that's right
I'd
up her
imagine
alley.
she would. Right.
It's good advice.
However, some very beneficial teas for hold on, I'm trying to think of in code here.
That
For
helps
symptoms. Thank you. For symptoms of
They might
the
help.
common cold, ginger tea, peppermint tea, green tea, which you can mix these. Hibiscus, slippery elm, which I've actually never had slippery elm tea. It's probably pretty good.
I've slipped on elm.
Okay. Echinacea, chamomile is another great one. Lemon balm is one of my favorites. Lemongrass and elderberry flower tea. So those are all really great teas for symptoms of the common cold. Some things you need to make sure you're paying attention to is getting lots and lots of hydration and plenty of rest. But I'm not your doctor.
So this is not advice.
This is not advice.
This is just stuff we do.
Gosh, what a pain. Seriously.
I noticed something in the comment section from somebody saying when you're having dental issues. Well, I got this bit of advice from a friend who is a dentist because I had a,
You had a tooth pulled.
well, yeah, but they didn't get it all.
No.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And so it was bleeding a lot and there was a lot of pain. And he said, what you do to help that is there are certain tannins in black tea, not flavored, not black tea. He said you get a black tea bag and you shove it in there and you kind of just, you don't push on it because you don't want it to bleed anymore.
Right.
But you kind of just allow it to be there. And the tannins that are actually in that black tea will help soothe and stop the bleeding.
Yep.
And that came from a dentist. So you dentists out there, fight it out.
Yep.
I'll give you his name. You can email him and tell him he's wrong.
Yeah.
But it worked for me.
I want to go real quick to Phoebe. She said baking soda for bee stings. Also plantain, broadleaf plantain, not the banana looking thing. The broadleaf plantain is excellent for stings and bug bites.
And that actually just happened the other day.
It did twice. Once Ruth got stung and with something or bit with something, and so did Hope. And I just said, okay, grab me a plantain leaf. I chewed it up and stuck it on there, and the pain was gone, and the itch was gone soon after.
Yeah. You guys are talking about different kinds of pain. I have to be very careful how I say this because there's a lot of issues whenever you're dealing with any kind of stuff like this. There are ways that you can take common ground lettuce, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is because everybody's going to go look it up, and then you're going to go, oh my gosh, that's what... You can make a painkiller out of it if you talk to your doctor and you do the research and right? Out of common ground lettuces, and you boil them down, and it makes, from what I'm told, a painkiller that works almost as good as ones that you get in surgery.
Wild lettuce.
Yes.
Yes. Wild lettuce.
And then from that point, you can look it up on your own.
Yep.
And this is not medical advice.
Yep. All right. So, some other items that things that we use for when there is symptoms from a cold. Apple cider vinegar, honey, and lemon juice.
Yep.
Also, we like to take that honey, lemon, ginger syrup and just pour that in our tea. Then you're getting double bang for your buck, right? Or triple bang for your buck, whatever you want to say. Bone broth, homemade chicken soup. Here's one that is great if you have a stuffy nose, any kind of gunk in your chest, that kind of thing. Steam inhalation is another great thing. Boiling water. Then you can put a few different kinds of herbs in there. You can put rosemary, mint, sage, or thyme in there. You can just mix it up. You can use one. Or I have used from doTERRA white pine. It's called something else now, but it's a pine, Siberian white fir, I think it is, essential oil. And that's great. I put just like 2 drops in this big bowl of boiling water and then tent it. That's something else you can do. That's something else we do, I should say.
Yeah.
And then raw garlic and honey is another one we have not tried yet. But the garlic is super high in trace minerals. It's antimicrobial, that kind of thing. But you got to be careful with the raw garlic because it can tend to cause indigestion and upset stomach.
Well, and every single one of these things we're mentioning, again, we're not doctors.
No.
You got to look into some of this stuff too, folks, because we do have friends who have compromised immune systems, and some of this stuff works in a very weird way.
Yep.
So you do your own research before you do any of this, and don't ever take advice that's this kind of advice from the talking heads on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unless you've talked to your doctor and blah, blah, blah.
Like I said,
do
your own research. You know, these are things that we do for our family, and they help us. And of course, then there's a couple of that we haven't tried yet that I want to try. But do your own research and see what works for you guys.
Yeah, and now let's get to this one down here that we have not tried, but we keep hearing about it and we want to try it.
Yeah.
And that's the fire cider. It's fermented that I believe Yeshua follower
there's
in the
lots
chat.
of people have suggested.
Fire cider. So we don't have, we don't personally have a recipe for it, but the things that are in here are pretty intense, it looks like.
Well, there's a couple of your favorites in there.
You got onion, garlic, lemon, orange, jalapeno, thyme, honey, peppercorn, cinnamon sticks, turmeric, ginger, horseradish, and what's ACV?
Apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
So you would take all of these things except for the honey, and then you leave it on the counter for a few weeks in a jar, and you let it ferment. That's why it's like, this is really sketchy for me.
So that's
and I'm sure it's good, but
that's kind of like going to Taco Bell every day, breakfast, morning, noon, and night for the next month, and only having fire sauce.
Sure, but then you add honey at the end, so it sweetens it.
Well,
just
that's
a
just
little
fine.
bit. Yeah,
I'm sure that'll definitely smooth things right
yuck,
out.
Phoebe. Yeah, yuck. That just sounds gross to me.
Okay, side here. Moment of levity. Horseradish.
Yeah, no.
I can taste horseradish
in everything,
in any amount, in anything possible. I went to a Messianic synagogue when we were younger, just out of high school, and it was Beth Simcha in Sarasota, Florida, where we were just young scallywags,
lads and lasses,
and they were doing a Passover Seder, and I guess it's a thing to get the hottest horseradish that you can get, and it's kind of like a challenge thing for guys.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can take like this little much the size of a BB. Well, then I can take the size of 2 BBs. And they get it from Israel.
It is the harshest stuff ever.
Well, and so, of course, being a guy, I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I'll take this big scoop. and I put it on my matzo cracker and I popped it in there, and it was so hot that it made me kind of like that, and it got into my nasal passage. It burned for a solid month. And to this day, even in Arby's, like the Arby's
horsey
food,
sauce.
even though that's just the tiniest little bit, horseradish is still in there. I can taste it in anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you ever have like a horseradish, like if you're allergic, let me taste your food first. I'll be the official food taster, and I'll let you know, because I know. So other stuff, you got stuff here on the back, Mom.
No, I don't.
You don't.
No, I don't. Ow.
You don't.
No.
Okay, so
Those were different Google searches I was
now
looking for.
you guys have been communicating a bunch of different things. One thing I want to add to this chat, because you just went through a lot of stuff. Like I said, this was going to be a brain dump in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of stuff. Just Google the idea of the elderberry tincture or the honey, lemon, ginger, and obviously talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
But then you can go back and say, oh, okay, this may or may not help my particular situation or not.
Right.
And you decide with your doctor.
Right.
So what do you think what do you guys think you guys use the most? The most. And we're getting ready to come into cold and flu seasons.
Yeah.
By the way, not to be Debbie Downer, but you should look and go on over to the CDC website. Just poke around a little bit and see what they're saying about a new version of C-19 and SARS. You should. I'm not going to be too much of a Debbie Downer, but you should know that they're setting us up for another big whammy. It's already being pushed.
Oh, sure.
Let's just say it that way.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? You know what'd be great is if like a month from now, nothing happened and you went, hey, you guys were full of bull snot. And I can say, man, I'm glad. I really am glad.
I hope so.
I would love to be wrong on that. And we would lead with our mistakes, because all I'm doing is just reading it from their own website.
Right.
I'm just reading it from their own website.
Nice, Delaney.
What'd she say?
Center of Deception and Control.
Hey, I'm just reading your comment.
I just reading a comment. That's all.
Nebo wants to know, Brad, did you win the horseradish contest? I won the contest for, oh my God, I think he's dying. I did not win any cool points that day.
No, he did not. He was, no, he didn't.
It was so bad. It got up in the back of your,
So, okay, going back, you asked everybody what's their top,
go-tos.
Their go-tos. So, for us, it's actually a
you didn't talk about that one.
Dual purpose.
But keep going. Sorry.
Elderberry syrup and the honey lemon ginger syrup. We do both.
Good.
What?
I've got one that you use more.
What?
Far more.
What?
It's not one we make here, but we will be soon.
Oh, this one? Oh, the ear oil. Yeah. Yeah.
We use that stuff like it's going out of style.
Yeah, we do. And we need to make our own because
it's a garlic oil that also has
mullein, lavender, I think tea tree. I can't remember.
I know it's garlic, mullein, and
I know there's lavender because when we actually use it in Brutus's ear.
And explain who Brutus is.
Brutus is our child. No, he is
He stays in the back. We keep him locked up.
He is a big baby. He's our Saint
Bernard,
who is about 160 pounds. He's 2.5 years old. Actually, almost 3 years old. Really? He's almost 3 years old. This dog is the biggest baby
he is
ever. He won't let me cut his toenails. He won't let me clean his ears. He won't let me.
Well, and a side thing there, Chris and Nikki. By the way, we got that support thing, and we are so very grateful. Thank you very much. Really.
Yeah.
But another thing that people don't know about mullein is it's nature's toilet paper.
It is nature's TP.
Very smooth on one side, extremely smooth. Big,
Well, it's not double-sided?
big usable leaves that are nice and sturdy, stay together well. If you've ever seen it, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah. It's
Very smooth. Don't go the other way, though. Might be a little more itchy.
goodness gracious.
Hey, Tammy, I didn't see you
Oh,
there.
my goodness. Oh, boy.
So I need ear oil for my dog, says Michigan Daffodil. We started out buying it, and it works phenomenal for,
Yes.
for me, myself, and I,
And me, myself, and I.
for ear aches of any kind.
Yep.
And it's gone in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started talking about Brutus, our dog, our Saint Bernard, our big baby.
Yeah.
They have rugs on their face,
They do.
and their ears are covered. So if they get wet inside there, it gets hot and it gets irritated and it gets infected. So he's got one ear that has been infected, and so what we do is we have to basically tie him down because he's massive. Not
He may
tie him
be,
down.
he may
we
be
just-
a weenie, but he's still strong.
Oh, he's so strong. So we actually not chain him, I should say. We use a dog leash to tie him to the gate or the railing on our deck. And that way he can't get away. And so we hold him up against the fence, and I spray the colloidal silver in his ear,
Which helps a lot.
which helps a lot. And then he shakes that out, and we wipe it and clean it and dry it.
Get it off my face.
And off my mouth, and it's so
Yes,
gross.
Brutus.
And then we put some ear oil in there, and it's really helping.
And then he just loves on you.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I
like,
know.
oh, thank you so much.
I didn't want you to do it, but thank you.
Now that you did it, it's great.
Brutus, I swear that dog is going to kill me one of these days.
So, ladies and gents, here's the thing. Think back to the days when you watched Little House on the Prairie.
Mm-hmm.
Think to those times. Not that the TV show is 100% real or anything like that, but the point I'm making is that they had a doctor, but it wasn't for every little thing. They didn't just go in and be like, I've got the black lung pop. No, they
was
had
for major stuff.
right. And we are going to be entering a time period that, if heaven forbid, a lot of people decided they didn't want to deal with the industrial vat complex.
Mm-hmm.
If you decided for whatever reason you didn't want to, well, guess what? You're not going to get treated unless you know how to do these things yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Hence
again,
the book list. that
we're
we
not,
gave.
we'll go right back over it again real quick.
Yeah.
But we're not doctors. This is not medical advice. These are just things that we do, that
Yep.
we use.
Yep.
And so here you go. Get ready to write, or they're in
Just
the video
look
description.
in the description box. So from the Shepherd's Purse,
This
awesome
one,
book. Tells you when to harvest, where to what section of the United States there is, Ceaberry, but what it's good for, like that one.
burdock, for example.
There was one here I saw for whooping cough.
Well, this one says burdock grows pretty much all over the United States.
Yeah.
Time of day collected. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
10
and
a.m. to 3 p.m.
September, October. It says here in this book, which is not medical advice because I'm just reading, it says it's good for arthritis. Huh. Blood diseases, scurvy, bladder and kidney disorders, cradle cap, eczema, boils, cysts. And then on the next page, it tells you how to use it.
Yeah. What to do with it. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Rosemary Gladstars medicinal herbs. This one's got great pictures in it too, and even better information than the pictures. But yeah, recipes, all that jazz.
This one's still pretty affordable.
Yeah, these are pretty affordable. Then again, Rosemary Gladstars herbal recipes for vibrant health. And this is all recipes, 175 teas, tonics, oils, salves, tinctures, and other. So this is all the recipes you're going to want.
Yep. Boom.
Yep.
There you go.
And then the
This
book
one.
on the School of, you know what, right here by Dr. John Christopher. Excellent program. Highly recommend it. Very, very in depth. Very in depth. So yeah. And then our cardstock wild edible plants you can keep with you in your backpack, so on and so forth, whatnot. And then backyard medicine.
This one's seen a lot of miles.
This one has seen a lot of miles. We've had this one for many years. So we've got red clover marked here. Oh, no, I have it for raspberry leaf tea. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, yep.
So, ladies and gents, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see which way the wind's blowing, folks. Like I said, go to the CDC, read their own information from their own site about where they think things are going. And then remember that our government took their leading and said, well, we don't, it's just they're the ones that are doing it, so we got to do what they say. The World Health Organization, something, I don't know. They say who, we say them, they do it, then we're going to follow. Don't you remember? I'm condensing about a year, but that's kind of, isn't that just about what happened?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I just did a dramatization of 1 year of the White House correspondence.
Yeah, well. Yeah, so.
Buckle up, kids.
Yeah.
Learn your stuff.
Yes. If you don't know about herbs, learn now.
Yeah.
Learn now. Please.
So we're going to try our best to convey as much information that we can while it still goes out, because we are getting videos demonetized, but hang in there.
Yeah. So
that's it for the evening, guys. We're going to see you back on Monday. Oh, by the way, Monday, I'm doing research on Monday's video.
Oh,
you're going to need some aspirin in advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my head's been exploding ever since she said, hey, have you seen this?
Yeah, this one really sent me on a spiral. And I said, hey, check this out.
And I was like, oh, no, people need to know this.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
See you Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
those who practice it have a good understanding. His praise endures forever. His praise endures forever. He sent redemption to his people. He has commended his covenant forever. Holy and awesome is his name.